Wisconsin. Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's Love looking to pass on the first play. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. The Packers at 5-6 to start play. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Love looking to throw it. He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory right at the 40. First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. You talk about this Miami defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Yeah, the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop him on 3rd down.
Let's go now. Come 19, go.
Throwing, Love. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions. Bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Those defense for the Packers, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Play fake. Mayfield. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Making that play on the pass rush, that's Devontae Wyatt. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
He will return this from deep in the air. And deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And it looks like the defense has got it. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Achane gets it from the gun. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Devontae Wyatt there for the stop.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
In motion, the tight end. Mayfield to throw it. And he's got it. And the Dolphins are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. To throw, Mayfield. He'll dump this off to Achane. Touchdown! Devon Achane with touchdown number 8 on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Now the extra point. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Love. Short throw. He's got Kraft. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play.
Misdirection's the key on this play. They line up with 3 receivers to the opposite side of the tight end, and they're all going to work their way across the field and let the tight end slip underneath against flow the other way. They're banking that he can get lost, and that's exactly what happened as they pick up a first down.
Let's go. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Love now. Short throw. He's got Kraft. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Once again, it's Jacobs. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. To throw now, here's Love. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 15-yard line. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Love from the gun. This will be caught at about the 5. And the Packers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And now Love going to change things up. Jacobs going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll run it with Jacobs. And Jacobs, I don't think is going to get there. No, it appears they're going to mark him short of the 1st. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those.
And it's a Packers touchdown. A great play there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Packers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Achane on the counter. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And going deep for Hill. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Packers are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
Jordan Brooks on the tackle. This is 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Love. That is caught, and he's going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
Now Love. And this one is incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
44 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
And, partner, when you run the ball on 3rd and 2, you're telling the whole world you've got nothing but confidence in your offensive line and your runner, and you expect to get it. But they were stuffed on that play. Only got 1 yard. Great job by the defensive front. The linebackers, everyone got involved to force a 4th down.
Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal.
Here we go, set. Bronco 80. Ready.
Love, they go play action now. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another down. 1st and goal and you throw the pick, not good at all.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says it? The slot receivers are the only guys who can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch. Really nice job there, showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That's caught. Nick Westbrook-Akine with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets it. Territory.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Mayfield now. Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they're in a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Here's Mayfield. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. First catch there for Hill, and he's got a first down.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd down and 9. Throwing, Mayfield. They set up the screen. Achane has it. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 19. 12 yards there as they move the chains. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He'll find Schwartz, complete right side. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
That play gets them 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And they'll try again here, 1st and goal after the false start. Now Mayfield. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Dolphins are able to add on to that lead. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by a Fitu Melifonwu. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Throw caught by Achane. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Mayfield. Over the middle. That's caught by Schwartz. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7. Going to the air again with Mayfield. Now they go screen. It's complete. And the Dolphins are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Mayfield looks to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Final play of the half. Love. Open man is Musgrave, the tight end. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And able to get this out to the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Mayfield to throw it. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. The Dolphins will send out the punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
That's to Kraft, the tight end. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. He's good. The football comes out. Jacobs lost it. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. But he has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill. His second touchdown of the night. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Let's go. Hut, hut.
Love looking to throw it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Love. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Here's 2nd and 3. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Jordan Brooks with it. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd down at a yard. Option handoff now to Achane. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. Mayfield going to switch things up here. Now Waddle on the jet sweep. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs even though they're playing out on the perimeter. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Right back to Achane on 2nd down. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Again, it's Achane. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play. And sometimes it can break big.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right on the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
Achane diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown.
Well, he's been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with the touchdown run.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's up and good, and they're in control now, 35-7. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball. And it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Here is 3rd and 5. Love now. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Throwing. Love. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 39-yard line. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. We are headed to the 4th here on Thanksgiving night. Here's a 2nd and 5. On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The Packers on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
To throw now. Here's Love. And, oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
Kings. Done.
On first down, they'll start out with Wright. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Alert.
Out of his end zone, Mayfield. Short throw to Smith. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Up the middle, Achane.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop.
Right back to Achane on 2nd down.
And down he'll go at the 25.
48 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third-down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll send this one into the cold Lambeau night. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth-quarter hole. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now Love. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Love wants to shift things around. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Able to find his man, Kraft. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Going back to Love. And that will be incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off that.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Romeo Doubs, 32 yards. And the Packers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth-quarter deficit. Now McManus for the extra point. It's good, and it's now 35-14. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Oh, I think the Packers got it. Yep, Green Bay football. So the onside kick is recovered. And, you know, I always thought, Charles, as someone who didn't play these positions, that going over the middle as a receiver or trying to recover an onside kick, those are two very tough things to do.
It takes a lot of fortitude to put yourself in that position, but you have to do it in order to help your team win.
Unable to recover it, it costs them. The kicking team gets the football here. Here's Love. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
On second and 10, Love. And he comes back with one complete. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Love from the gun on third down. That is caught. And he is going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. To the air again, Love. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Second down and 3. Off the play fake, Love. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. But at this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
2nd and 1 from the 2. Looking to throw. Love. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard.
Here we go. Here we go.
Working out of the gun. Love. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Cam Smith. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. And they will take a knee here. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. A 2nd and 11 from the 19. Achane gets it from the gun. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Here's 3rd and 7.
Hey, alert, 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 alert.
Mayfield. He is going to find Hill here. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. And they'll indeed take a knee. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here, when they're taking a knee, is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win, needed one desperately.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you could just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was